Hello guys, welcome to the fifth video in this Python tutorial series. In today's tutorial we're going to be talking about chained operators. So over my VS Code you're going to notice I have some three keywords here, that's and, or, and not. So basically in Python, the and, or, and not are logical operators that we use to combine or we negate conditions. So let me explain. The first one, the and, typically the AND operator returns true if both the conditions on the left and the right side are true, or it returns false if one is true and the other one is false. Let me explain. Let's say we have x is equals to 5, and then we have y is equals to 10, and then we can say if x is greater than 0 and y is greater than 0, print both x and y are positive. Basically the AND operator is always true if both the conditions are true. So let's check now. Is x greater than 0 true? Yes, x5 is greater than 0. And then is y greater than 0 true? Yes, y is greater than 0. Hence, it's going to print both x and y are positive. So let's run our code now. You save a file and run your Python file. So we get both x and y are positive. So in summary, the AND operator is always true if both the left side and the right side are true. But if the left is true and the right is false, then it will always return false. It will only return true if both conditions are true. Else, otherwise, it's always going to be false. Moving on to the next one, that's the OR operator. So the OR operator returns true if at least one condition on its left or its right side is true. It returns false only if both conditions are false. That's the only condition for returning false for an OR operator. So it doesn't really matter if any of them is true or false. As far as one is true and the other one is false, it's always going to return true. Let me give an example to clarify what I just explained. So let's say we have age to be 25, and then we say if age is less than if age is less than 18, or age is greater than or equals to 65, print you are qualified for a discount ticket. Qualify for a discount ticket. So basically what this means is if age is less than 18 or age is greater than or equals to 65, print this. Because we're using the OR operator now, the way the OR operator works, it doesn't care if one is true and one is false. It will always return true in as much as one is true and one is false. But if the both of them are false, that's when it's always going to return false. But it's always true if one is true and one is false. That's when it is always true. It will return your statement for you. But then it's false when the two conditions at your left and right are false. So with that example now, with what I just explained now, let's say if age is less than 18 or age is greater than or equals to 65, let's print let's print you qualify for a discount ticket. So remember I said that the way OR works is as far as one is true and the other one is false, it's always true. Hence it's going to print our statement. In this expression now, it says is age less than or equals to 18 or age is greater than or equals to 65. So looking at this now, we say age is less than, is age less than 18? Is 25 less than 18? That which is false. 25 is not less than 18. This one is false. So looking at this now, is age greater than or equals to 65? Age is not greater than or equals to 65. This is false. So hence, if we run this code, it's not going to work because both of them are both false. So you see, it's not going to work because both of them are false. So basically, to tweak this to get one to be true and the other one to be false, we'll first of all convert. Let's see how we can change one to true and false. So the first one says age is less than 18, which is 25 less than 18. That's false. But let's say is age greater than 18. That should be true. Then let's make this other one false. So we have a true and a false by the left and the right. So let's say is age greater than 18. That is false. So we have true and a false. And remember that the way the OR work is, as far as we have a true and a false, it's going to be a true. So which means it's going to print out you qualify for a discount ticket. So let's run our code now and let's see what it prints out at the console. So you see it printed out your age is qualified for a discount ticket. So basically the summary of the OR is, as far as one is true and the other one is false, it all generally boils down to be true. And the way the AND work is, as far as the first one is true and the second one is true, then your final answer is going to be true. But then if one is true and one is false, then your final answer is false. The only time where the OR can be false is if the both of them are false. So let's talk about the NOT operator. So basically the NOT operator is like a negation. It turns an expression to the opposite form of it. So let's say x is equals to 5. Basically the NOT operator is a Boolean expression that returns true if the expression is false and returns false if the expression is true. So if you say if not x equals to 10, print 10, print x is not equal to 10. So basically what this expression simply means is that if you look at this expression, say x is equivalent to 10, which is false, but because we have the not here, since this is false, it's going to change this to true, and once this is true, our print statement is going to work. So let's run this, see what comes out on the console. But before then, let me comment this so we don't have multiple print statements in our console. Sorry, we have an error here. Let's see. So let's run our code and see what it prints out in the console. So it prints x is not equal to 10. So ideally, if we don't put the not there, it's not going to run because x is not equivalent to 10. But because now this x is equivalent to 10 is a false, this not change it to a true. Hence why this our print statement ran. So these logical operators are commonly used in conditional statements like the if, the elif, and the else. They could also be used in loops and in other situations to evaluate condition based on Boolean expression. They also allow us to build more complex conditions by combining multiple conditions together. So let's go for a more higher example. Let's make use of this the operators now to chain conditions together. So let's say we have something like, this. Let me highlight this first so we don't have a conflicting variable. So let's say we have something like x is equals to 15, and we say if x is less than 0, or print x is negative. Sorry, there's an e here. We print x is negative. Elif, don't forget your indentation matters. Elif x is greater than or equals to 0 and x is less than 10. Then if x is less than 10, print, you could say print x is a single digit positive number. Sorry, I forgot my I. Positive number. And we could also say something like elif, we could say again x is greater than or equals to 10 and x is less than 20. Print x is a double digit positive number. Then let's end it with an else statement also. Then I'll quickly explain. So we could have something like else print x is a large positive number. So let's quickly run this code and then let's see what it says before I explain. So if we run this code, let's see what we get. So we get x is a large positive number. So let me quickly explain. So it says we declared a variable called x, and we said if x is less than 0. Is x less than 0? It's false. So it said if x is less than 0, print x is a negative number. So because x is not less than 0, and we have an else if, it came down to an else if because this is false. So it came down to an else if. So the else if statement was is x greater than or equals to 0. So typically x is greater than or equals to 0. That's the true. And then we have an and, which means the both condition has to be true. And what's our second condition? Our second condition is x less than 0. X is not less than 0. That's false. That's this our first elif is not going to run because we have a true and a false, and there's an and in the center, which automatically makes it a false. So hence we move down to our second elif. So our second elif says is x greater than or equals to 100? That's false. And then the second statement says x less than 20. X is not less than 20. That is also false. So it also says that this second elif is false. Hence it now moves to our else statement and it says x is a large positive number. So the first and the second condition were not met. They were all false. The first elif was false. The second elif was false. It moved down to the third elif, which was also false, and then it now went to the else, and else says x is a positive number. That's why when we ran our code, it printed out x is a positive number. So basically this is just a summary of how we use our comparison operators and how we chain them together. So basically this is a summary of how we use our logical operators and how we chain them together with conditional statements. So in our next video, we'll be talking about loops. So hope you practice, because practice make more perfect, and see you in the next video.